What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and our Detroit Lions franchise. Last time we saw the Lions, they beat the Seahawks 20-17 on a last-second field goal, but it wasn't enough to get them in the playoffs. So here is your wildcard weekend matchups there, and here are your results. The Packers beat the Eagles. And here are your divisional round matchups. The Packers will head to Seattle to take on the Seahawks, and they got the victory 41-20. And here are your postseason conference matchups. Packers at Redskins. The Packers would lose that one to Washington 31-20. And your Super Bowl, the Broncos at the Redskins, and the result, the Broncos get the 2-point victory, 26-24. Peyton Manning gets another Super Bowl, and we move on to the offseason. We'll take a look at the season stats now for Detroit. Matt Stafford was out the last 3 games of the season. He had almost 3,500 yards passing, 23 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He had a very nice season going. Justin Forsett, we picked him up in the middle of the season because of injuries to Joique Bell and Reggie Bush. Ended up with over 1,000 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns, 4.5 yards per carry, so a nice season for Forsett. Calvin Johnson receiving probably one of his best years, 109 catches, almost 1,700 yards receiving, and 9 touchdowns. The rookie Ernest Sherrod had a nice season as well. On to defense now, Stephen Tulloch led the way with 114 tackles for Detroit. Ahead of ball behind him, Isaiah Abdul-Quddus with 4 interceptions. That led the way. We had a very good year on takeaways. Jason Jones had 2 fumble recoveries for the Lions. So there are your season stats. Now on to re-signing players. And we have a long list here. We're going to start with Riley Reef here. He wants 4 years, $25.4 million. We're going to offer 4 years, $30 million, see what he does. James Ahedebo, he had a good year. He wants 2 years, $6.05 million. We're going to give him 3 years, $6 million, see if we can get him. He's getting a little bit older. Bill Bentley, he's young at 27. He wants 3 years, $5.61 million. We're going to try to lock him up for 4 years, $8.4 million. Joseph Fourier, he wants 3 years, $4.45 million, and he is young. We want to lock him up. We're going to offer 3 years, $5.1 million, a little more than he wanted. LaDarian Waddle, right tackle, he's young. He wants 4 years, $10.1 million. We're going to offer 4 years, $10.8 million. CJ Mosley, defensive line here. He wants 1 year, $1.18. We're going to offer 1 year, $1.2 million. And Tahir Whitehead, he only wants 1 year, $800,000. So we're going to give him that plus a $200,000 signing bonus. See if he bites on that one. He should. Michael Preston, we signed him in free agency last year. He was pretty good. He wants 1 year, $800,000. So that's what we will go ahead and offer him. And here are all the players that didn't want to sign or we didn't want to retain. Jason Jones, he was too expensive. Levy, we just couldn't afford him. Ahedebo didn't want to sign. Fourier didn't want to sign. Coolidge, we didn't want him back. Cologne, Broyles, and Lewis, we didn't want him back as well. But we have accepted offers from Reef, Bentley, Waddle, and I believe some more here at the end of this little thing. Let's see what's down here. Waddle signed, CJ Mosley signed, Tahir Whitehead signed, Michael Preston signed. So we lose out on, I think, Fourier and Ahedebo were the only 2 that we wanted back that didn't sign. So we might try to get them back in free agency. We'll take a look here. Fourier, we're going to go for him. He actually wants less than he did when we went to re-sign him, but we're going to still offer 3 years, a total of $4 million to him. And we have a trade in the works here. Matt Flynn, we're going to trade him to the Bills for a 2016 5th-round pick. And that's going to go through. More free agency. Phillip Rivers, he's on the free agent market. And we're going to get him to back up Stafford. We're going to sign him to a 1 year, $1.04 million deal or offer it. Antonio Allen, If we lost to Hedebo, we're going to offer Antonio Allen 4 years, $8 million plus the bonus. And we're looking for a center as well. As I look through, we needed a center really bad. And Tim Lilito, we're going to offer him 4 years, over $10 million. We're looking for a running back now to step in. Forsett actually retired. We wanted to re-sign him, but we're going to look at Donald Brown here at just over $1 million. And Phillip Rivers is going to accept our offer. 1 year, $1.03 million. Not much there to sweat that deal. Fourier, we're going to have to pick up that offer a bit, so we're going to offer $4.5 million over 3 years. And who else? Antonio Allen, we're going to offer $11.5 million over 4 years and see if he accepts that one. Moving on, Tim Lilito, we need to offer more, so we're going to offer just under $14 million over 4 years to him and see if he bites. And they do. Lilito, we get him, we get Antonio Allen, we get Donald Brown, Fourier, and Rivers. We get all those players to sign with us in free agency. And we are going to go ahead and actually release Reggie Bush to save some cap room. We signed Donald Brown, so Joique Bell will more than likely be the starter next year as of now. And we're going to go through a little list here of some of the top free agents. Darrelle Revis signs with the Jaguars. Foles with the New York Giants. Andrew Luck actually went to free agency, signs with the Colts. Signs back with the Colts, $88.8 million or $35.7 million signing bonus. Anquan Bolden goes back to San Francisco. Matt Forte with the Raiders now. Alfred Morris coming up here. He is going to sign with the Colts, so that could be a team to be reckoned with now if they have a running game. The former Lion Jason Jones goes to the Titans for $32 million over 4 years. The former Lion DeAndre Levy goes to the Giants for just under 15. Ryan Tannehill, the quarterback, goes to the Eagles for just under 60 million. Roddy White goes to the Eagles, so maybe that's a team that will be something to reckon with. Now on to the NFL draft, and the first pick by the Oakland Raiders here. We're going to show you the first 10 picks is Deion Carrington. That's actually one of the guys we had on our board, but we didn't really think we'd had a chance. Second pick, Cincinnati's going to take a quarterback, Matt Forrest, with the second pick. I believe they still have Andy Dalton. The third pick, Indianapolis. They've got some pretty good pickups in free agency. They're going to take defensive lineman Raynard Cox with the third overall pick. New York Giants are up next at number 4, and they are going to go with Briggs. I'm not even going to try to say that first name. A left outside linebacker goes to the Giants. The fifth pick, Jacksonville, is going to pick up free safety Caleb Mays. Washington with the 6th pick is going to take...
The Panthers are now on the clock.
Brendan McKenzie, a running back. And Carolina is up at number 7 here. And they are going to take Roosevelt Freeman, our right outside linebacker. We're rounding out the top 10 now with the Tennessee Titans. And the Titans will take Dustin Avery, a tight end. That always seems to happen in this draft. A tight end goes in a top 10. Vikings on the board now at number 9. And they are going to trade their pick to Seattle. And Seattle's going to take left outside linebacker. And number 10, the Arizona Cardinals take left outside linebacker. Detroit with their first pick, the number 20th overall pick, is going to trade it to Baltimore for their first round pick, a round 3 pick, and a 4th round pick. And we move to the number 27 pick in the first round, and we're going to take Timothy Barclay here, a middle linebacker. That was one of our top needs here. We move on to our next pick, which will be in the 2nd round, and we are going to take a right guard. Our 3rd round pick, number 20 in the 3rd round, we're going to trade that to Cincinnati for a 4th rounder and a 5th round in 2017. The 4th rounders in 2016. And our pick we got from the first trade in round 3, we're going to trade that one as well for a 3rd and 7th in the 2017 draft. On to our next pick, though, here in the 4th round. We're going to take a defensive tackle, Parker, I can't remember the name. We're going to move on, though, to our 2nd pick in the 4th round. We're going to draft
the Eagles are now on the clock.
Brian Reyna, a left guard. We needed that. Our other 4th round pick we had 3 4th round picks, and we're going to trade this one for a 4th round in the 2017 draft as St. Louis. Moving on to the 5th round here, we're going to take a strong safety, Gino Childress. Here, we're going to take him. We move on to the next pick. We're going to take Antonio Lewis here, the right outside linebacker. That is going to fill up our hole because of the Levy loss. And one of our last pick here, left in Jontarius Wade, our last pick in the 6th round there. Do we have one more pick to make? It looks like we do here. We're going to take Charlton Pittman, the left tackle. And here are our picks. We had a 1st rounder, Timothy Barclay, Robinson, the right guard in the 2nd round, Starks, the defensive tackle in the 4th, Reyna in the 4th, the left guard, the 5th, the strong safety Childress, Antonio Lewis there. And we have some free agent signings here in the preseason. Before the preseason, we're going to sign strong safety Mysterio Raymond, maybe? No, we're going to go Eli Manning. What are we going to do? We're going to sign Eli Manning to duke it out with Phillip Rivers for the backup spot, maybe, for the backup to Stafford. Forrest Hansen, we looked at him in the draft. Didn't get him, but we're going to sign him in free agency, and LaMichael James. Those 3 will fight it out. Those 2 will fight it out with Donald Brown for the backup to Joique Bell. And we make some free agent signings. Are pretty nice. Here is our preseason schedule. We got the Buccaneers at home, the Redskins on the road, the Bears at home, and the Packers on the road. Don't really like that they do divisional games in the preseason. That is just dumb. You need to fix that, EA. So come back for the next episode when we start the preseasons. Well, we'll have all 4 preseason games in the next episode. If you like the offseason, liked our moves, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode when we take on the preseason in 2016 or 2017.